friends of Apocalypse movies, all our fellow movie fans out there. This is the Apocalypse movie spoiler review of Ready Player One, the new Steven Spielberg blockbuster. And I am Keith Barnes, joined by Jacob Bartley.
How's it going?
And again, we're going into spoilers of this movie, so if you haven't seen it, turn this off now.
You've been warned.
Yes, turn it off. Come back. Watch the movie. Definitely go watch the movie because it's awesome, and then come back.
I agree.
And see what we have to say. So, just, Jacob, your thoughts. Ready Player One right at the top. What do you think?
I liked it a lot. I was surprised, honestly. I didn't know how I was going to feel about it. I don't have the same background as you with the source material. I've never read the book. I went in fresh. And for me, I think that was smart because I didn't want my expectations to be altered by that. But it's different. You read the book years ago, so it's a different kind of thing. But overall, I think this is a great movie. It's very enjoyable. Spectacle-wise, as far as a viewing experience, it is one of the most memorable viewing experiences I can possibly remember, maybe since Doctor Strange, because I love the special effects in Doctor Strange, so visual-wise, it's probably the most visually pleasing movie since that one for me, and that was 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
So I just thought this movie was great. I love how the futuristic elements and how much it reflects our society, how we're always plugged in 24/7 on our phones, our laptops, our TVs, everything. And it really is what life is probably going to be like in 20 years. It's already heading in that direction, and I thought it reflected that so very well. The pop cultural references, everything works so well. I do have a few problems with the film. I do, which bring it down for me. But overall, I liked it a lot.
I enjoyed it a lot myself, and like you said, I read the book, and a little bit of what I was expecting going in was colored by having read it.
Yeah, it's impossible to not have those expectations.
I was trying not to. A lot of people were seeing the trailers and this is completely different. I'm not going to like this, and I wasn't like that at all. I was trying to separate.
Exactly, you have to. They're never going to make it spot on.
But it was just tough to sit there and watch it. They didn't do this. They changed that person, and they made this person. They made this part from the end of the book. They put it here at the beginning, and they did this, and so.
Now you know how the people who read 50 Shades of Grey felt, man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right. So, well, let's get into your positives. So, some things you actually liked about it.
I love Ty Sheridan as the lead. I think he's one of the better younger actors working today. I don't know what's going on with him as Cyclops.
Yeah.
Cyclops is one of my favorite characters. We'll see if he continues in that role, but I think he deserved an opportunity like this, and I thought he wasn't asked to do a lot as the main character. Like, he wasn't expected to give this great thespian performance, but from what he was asked to do, I thought he did a great job, so I loved that. I believe the actress' name is Olivia Cooke.
Yes.
She's great. Like, as far as the human actor, she was really good, but I thought the way she was portraying the Avatar in the Oasis was so great, and I know that's not all her. That's a lot of these special effects teams making her character react that way. I don't know if they used what type of technology they used to bring those characters to life.
Yeah.
She might have just voiced the character, but either way, I like that character overall, and I like Olivia Cooke's performance wise. The references, there's so many, there's hundreds, there might even be 1,000 references. There's no way to keep track of any of that, but The Shining House, come on. That was...
What a surprise.
Honestly, that is one of the best movie scenes I've ever seen.
Yeah.
That's where they enter the Shining House. Because I only watched The Shining like 2 years ago for the first time.
Oh, wow, okay.
And I like it a lot. Jack Nicholson's one of my favorite actors, so I like The Shining a lot. And I love the way they used it. I love how is it the H character never saw The Shining?
Yes.
The way they
was great.
That was great.
Yes.
And just everything that went into that whole scene. Like I said, one of the best scenes in a movie I've seen in so long. And that was great. We could talk about the references all day, but those are some of my big highlights. And of course, the special effects were amazing.
Much better than I thought. The trailers, the way the avatars looked to me in the trailers, I was not pleased with that. That was one thing.
Yeah, I agree with you, but in the movie...
But watching the movie,
great.
It does work. I thought it was actually really good, and I'm not sure. And you just talked about it. I don't know if that was motion capture.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, I don't think so.
Just animated.
I don't know. Yeah.
I think it just might be animated. But the voice work is great. I think you're right.
Exactly.
Especially with Olivia Cooke as Artemis.
Exactly. She's charming.
She's awesome. I thought she was really good. and pretty much how she's described in the book as this kind of badass gamer that is super popular. Everyone knows, and yeah, she's really famous, and he's in love with her. He's like this huge kind of cyber crush on her, and I thought they did a good job with that in the movie as well. Ty Sheridan, like you mentioned, he's pretty good. He's pretty good. I think the only thing I'd ever seen him in before was X-Men.
X-Men, yeah.
Which, was all right, not bad. But he's great in this. I thought he was very good as Wade slash Parzival, as his avatar is called. What do you think about the villain of the movie? What do you think about
That
Ben
was one of my
Mendelsohn?
underwhelming things. Ben Mendelsohn's great. I mean, he plays these villain characters great. But again, most of the times, and it's hard to get villains right. And they set him up to where he was his assistant back in the day. I just, again,
Interesting twist.
why is he so evil? I just don't understand it. Like, just because you felt overlooked at a company you used to work for, you just evil now. You have no problem murdering people. And I know it's for money, ultimately.
Yeah.
And that's a strong motivator.
Yeah.
And that would make sense. But just overall, I didn't like the character. I want a villain where I can see, oh, I understand why you're doing this, and you kind of like them. You maybe might be rooting for them. And I did not feel that at all with the Ben Mendelsohn character.
I didn't mind the twist that he worked for Halliday.
That was cool.
past.
I liked that dynamic. It added to it, but that was it. That was his only depth at all.
Well, see, because that's not in the book.
Okay,
So, and
okay.
that's what, and I don't. I'm sorry to keep doing that in this review, going back and forth. Well, this is in the book, and this is not. But I just, I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep that to a minimum, but that's something that's not in the book. So, in the book, he really is just an evil dude, but he's way more menacing in the book. I think that Spielberg made this. You can see it was a much more family-friendly adaptation. Because there's a lot of dark stuff in this book, and his character is, I'm talking like the way he threatens Wade and blows up his neighborhood, and he actually murders one of the characters, one of the five, I forget what they call him.
I was actually surprised
five.
the darkness they went as far as blowing up his...
High five. They call him the high
blowing
five.
up his aunt and stuff.
Yeah,
like, I was like, whoa. Whoa. And then when they're dancing and she's like grabbing his crotch area, like I was surprised they did that. And this is a PG-13 movie.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the book goes a little bit further with those things.
Very much.
I'm curious to read the book now, at least audiobook it.
Yeah. So, but yeah, his character and Ben Mendelsohn. I just watched a movie called Mississippi Grind that he's very good in. I really enjoyed it. He's a really good actor.
I need to watch that movie.
Yeah, that's a very good movie that no one saw. The movie made like $40,000 in the box office. It's really weird, but he's great in that, and I think. He plays a good villain. We saw him as Orson Krennic. And
see, that's the thing for me. There's not a lot of difference from his character from Rogue One.
He reminded me of him. He's like, a little bumbly, a little bit kind of inept.
Just obsessed with power.
Yeah,
he's obsessed with power.
Mustache twirl, like just wants to take over the world. And which is again, that's kind of what he is in the book. He wants control of the Oasis because that's what. If you don't know the story, so. This man who's essentially Steve Jobs, named James Halliday, has created this simulation called the Oasis. And before he passed, he left an Easter egg in it. And whoever finds that Easter egg will win total control of the Oasis and his entire fortune, which is valued, I think, at about $400 or $500 billion or something like that.
Trillion.
Or was it trillion?
It was in the movie. It's trillion. It might be billion in the book.
Maybe you're right.
In the movie, it's trillion.
Wow. They upped it. I think you're right. Yeah. So
that makes sense.
Well,
especially that far in the future.
Yeah. But then, like I said, also just total control over the Oasis. So, which the Oasis is virtually just everything in this universe. People go to school in it. People work in it. People shop, grocery shopping, or whatever. Everything is done. And like you mentioned, it's kind of we're headed that way. We're not that far from.
It's basically Amazon Prime.
Pretty much, and we're not that far off. So, some of the secondary characters. What do you think about H?
H was great. I love their dynamic together. Some of the funniest moments, like I said, in The Shining House.
Yes.
Those moments with that character were great, and I love the reveal that it was actually a girl in the real world. And I knew some type of twist like that was coming, whether it was with the Artemis character or the H character, and that was pretty cool. And the way when he sees her is like a fat 300-pound man, like that reference to that, I thought that was cool.
That line's actually in the book, though.
Well, I did like the Olivia Cook character on her own. one of my biggest negatives in the movie is the love story. I thought it was pushed a little too hard, and it might be a heavy presence in the book, and I heard it actually works a lot better in the book. That's what I've heard. But I didn't like how heavy it was in this. And I get it. And online, people like fall in love with people online, stuff like that. But I just thought they just kept pressing it, and he's like, I found love, and I was like, come on, we don't need that in this movie. Like, cool, they like each other, and they start dating at the end of the movie, but they're in love. They just met. I mean, even online, he just met her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, you don't fall in love with someone over one interaction. It's impossible to become infatuated with them, but I was like, I don't need this heavy dosage of love in the film. So the villain and that was my biggest negatives, but overall, I really love this movie. It's the second best movie of the year for me.
Yeah.
While I was watching it, I was like, is this better than Black Panther?
I was thinking about that,
I ultimately don't think so.
No.
But
probably
it is the second best movie of the year for me.
I would absolutely agree. I was having those thoughts too when I was watching. I was like, do I like this more than Black Panther? I got to see it again.
Hey, maybe if I watch it again, I change my mind.
That's what I'm
but
saying.
Right now, those are the top 2 movies of the year, and nothing else is close, really.
Yeah. I would agree with that. So, would you like to see more? Would you like to see this thing taken further? Because I know the author, Ernest Cline, he's kicking around the idea of a sequel to the book. So,
I wonder if they would have to have permission from him to do a sequel. Yeah. I'm curious about that. I would love to do a sequel. I hope this movie makes enough financially to warrant a sequel.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get more Ready Player One in the future. What would they, Ready Player 2?
Ready Player 2, yeah. See, that's one thing that, because that's when you log in, that's what it says, is you log in, complete Ready Player One, and they didn't do that. That was one thing that bothered me. But anyway, this movie's loaded, and the book.
We can talk about it
loaded
for days.
with references. What were some of your favorite references that you saw?
Oh, man. Okay, my favorite shock out of nowhere was the Mortal Kombat one. What is that character's name with the 4 arms? 6 arms?
Goro? I think.
Goro, yeah. That was the way...
That was really good. And then Alien bursts out.
Yeah, that was honestly the most shocking, the most fun one for me. There's a lot of stuff in there. The battle was where you saw a lot of them. You saw Spawn, you saw Chucky. That was really the Ninja Turtles.
Oh, the one character who became... What's his name? Gundam? That was awesome. I almost jumped out of my seat when I saw it. And the
Iron Giant was great. The Iron Giant was vital at the end of the film. And Mecha Godzilla. Did they show Mecha Godzilla in the trailers?
I don't think they did. I didn't recall seeing it. No,
thank you for not showing Mecha Godzilla, because that was such a surprise for me. And what bigger of a physical imposing force than Mecha Godzilla to face in the end to ultimately save the day?
Or King Kong. Really cool. Well, I don't recall. Did they show King Kong in the trailers? I don't recall seeing King Kong.
I think they did.
They probably did. I must have missed it. I didn't watch a lot of the trailers, so But I thought the opening challenge of
that was
the race
great.
was great. And that's something that's not in the book. Is also thing. That was really good. I really enjoyed that. And plus the idea that he had to go backwards to find the key. I thought that was
the
very
little
well done.
Figuring out how to beat each level was great.
Yeah, it was really good. Really good. I really enjoyed it. So overall, we love Ready Player One. I hope everyone else does. Like you mentioned, I hope this movie makes a lot of money, because it seems like Spielberg, he hasn't done one of these real kind of big action-y movies in a long time. A very long time. So it's good to see him get
knocked it out of the park.
He
did 2 great ones in a row, The Post and this.
Yeah.
Spielberg is proving that he might be the GOAT.
He might. Well,
I mean,
he is. He can do literally anything.
But
so.
I'm glad he's solidifying it. Like, hey, don't forget who's the best.
Absolutely.
But 2 thumbs up for Ready Player One.
What would your score be?
Ooh.
10. Out of 10. What's your score for Ready Player One?
Man, that's tough. I'm hovering around 7.5, 8, but I'm gonna go ahead and give it an 8. I think some of the things like the villain and the love stuff held it back from being a 9, but if I had to give it a score, I'd give it an 8.
I'm going 8.5. That's going to be mine. 8.5 out of 10 for Ready Player One.
Awesome.
So we love it. Hope you guys love it. Check it out. Check out our review. Check out. We're going to do a Easter egg review. Easter egg video later on with Jake and Brian. So
let us know what you thought of Ready Player One in the comments for sure.
Comment, click like, and let us know what you think. And that's been our spoiler review for Ready Player One. Check out our YouTube channel, Apocalypse Movies. Check us out on Twitter, Facebook, and all that stuff. I'm Keith Barnes, Jacob Bartley. We'll see you next time.